So, let's chit chat. I want to tell you all of the reasons why my mom should never let him in. Okay? Reason number one, he cheated on me. After we dated for 5 years, had been high school sweethearts, he cheated on me while I was 8 months pregnant. But it wasn't just that he cheated on me. It wasn't even just that I was pregnant. It was the fact that he woke up one morning and said, "You gotta go." 8 months pregnant, y'all. He said, "You have to go." That is what my supposed to be husband said to me. And it was really hurtful because, as always, I'm a working girl, smart girl. I was in college, get my degree, and I was paying for many, 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 many things, okay? So he goes, "Get out. My new boo's on the way. She's about to pay the rent." He was feeling himself because he had just got some type of loan where you get $500 every 2 weeks. Whoop de doo, $500, okay? So that was reason number one. Reason number two, my mother insisted that he take me home from the hospital. I did not want that, but what could I do? They don't let you drive yourself home from the hospital. So that was when he takes me home from the hospital. We get to my mom's house because that's where I had to go when he put me out of the apartment. And he goes, "Now I want $20 for gas money." And he was like, "I know you have $20 on your card." And I still had my high school checking account, and I believe some type of way my mother offered him gas money. And she planned to use my card to get him that gas money. I said, "I don't trust you anymore. I'm not going to give you my card, but I'll go to the gas station with you." He said no. Some type of way I managed to get him out of the house, right? So he's outside, and he begins kicking and banging on the door. I should have called the police, but I didn't because I already called the police on him so many times. My mom had the porch decorated for me and the new baby. He ripped all that stuff down, okay? My mother got home, she saw that, and while he was ripping it down, he kept saying, "I want my son, I want my son," and he's kicking on the door. Imagine how scary that was for me. And my mom goes, "Oh, I should have pressed charges on him for knocking all this stuff down, but I didn't." But in that time, I needed somebody else to press charges on him because it would have went from domestic to like civil, I guess. But of course, she didn't. So we talked about the breakup. We talked about him ripping everything down. What we didn't talk about was how my baby's like a couple of months old at this point, 3 weeks or so. And he's coming to get the baby because I used to let him get the baby for 2 hours a day because I was breastfeeding and stuff. And so that was when one day I'm getting the baby out the backseat of his car, and he decides to take his foot off the brake, and the door bumped me in the head. Was it enough to make me bleed? No. But who on earth would want a car to hit a mother that is pulling a baby out the backseat of their car? I just want to give myself a little crown today for finally being ready to say these things out loud, because for a while we were going back and forth to court, and he was using everything that I said against me. So I feel like it's kind of a safe time to go ahead and chit chat about that. So let's get going on another thing. So we talked about being hit with the car. He put me inside a whole lot of fucking debt, I'll tell you that. I saw the other woman driving the car that he had just had me co-sign for. So when this cheating came up when he put me out, I had just co-signed for a new car with him. Okay? I saw the girl driving that car. But life has a swing and a yin and a yang to it, and I ended up with the car, paid it off and all of that. So it became my car. So in the end, I was fine. Ended up with another apartment. Only stayed with my mom 3 months after he put me out. Like, honey, your girl is quick on her feet, and I'm a very strong, intelligent woman. Most of all, I still graduated with my degree, okay? But let's keep going. So there was the car situation. There was another situation where we tried to rekindle our relationship, and he tries to come back and live with me while we were living at the all-girls dorm for single moms. And I think I had a flash-out moment. That's what he said. And you could say I attacked him in some type of way. I remember at that time, the baby was on the bed. And he Superman me on the bed and the baby fell. This my child was about 1, so he was fine. I remember another time where I was thrown down on my back while I was pregnant with our second child. That hurt. And I remember going out into the stairwell, calling my dad, like, Dad, what should I do? And he was like, don't worry, he'll leave soon. Okay? So let's keep going, okay? Let's keep going. There was a time that I was going through a breakup, and she was getting abusive. It was a girl. She was getting abusive, and I got tired of being around her. And, I had a little baby, and I was tired of fighting. And I had a tap up moment where I tapped her around. I'm like, I don't want to fight you anymore, especially not in front of my child. And she had called my phone 100 times in one night. And although the nigga's crazy, I know that if I ever need a bulldog, somebody to attack somebody, he's the person to call. So I called him. He attacked her. Now she has eye issues. Did I want it to go that far? No. But she kept trying to give me a love letter, and she ran up with a pen in her hand. And he said to her, whatever y'all got going on, let that be between y'all and not my child. At the time, the baby was on my hip. She wouldn't stop. She stabbed him with a pen. They started fighting. It was a mess. He went to jail because me and him had an EPO. We weren't supposed to be around each other. Okay? Sometimes people do go back to their abuse. It's not uncommon. But, honey, I never went back with him to stay with him. I went back with him for a purpose. Okay? So, let's keep going. During that time, I had just got one of my school checks, okay? I brought him a pair of shoes. I brought myself a pair of shoes. And I brought her some clothes, right? We were having a breakup. I wanted my stuff back. Guess what he did? He pulled up with his father, right? Did I get the stuff that I wanted back? No. But guess what he did do? He stole my wallet. And he said to me, ha ha ha, I got all of your money and your food stamp card. So what I do? I took my money and ran home. I mean all the way home. I mean all the way to the place where I was born, which was about at least 8 hours away from him. Okay? I didn't know that was against the law, but I got away with it for a very long time until he decided to go to court. Okay? So, I should go grab the baby really quick, but they're even getting so juicy. Let's take a 30-second really quick wind down. Hold on. So thank God my new baby is not his baby. Do I have perfect relationships now? No. But honey, I'm not going through any of that at all. So anyways, so where were we at? I don't fully remember where we were at. But anyways, I ran off to my hometown. And so that was when I got papers in the mail that he was requesting our child back, and he finally comes back to get him. And this is where the part about my mom comes in, because the whole point of this video is about why my mom should not let him inside the house, especially when I'm not there, right? So that was when I'm paying child support, $589 a month. Okay, I only had a 14-hour job, still a single mom. Okay, and it was rude for him to ask me for child support because out of the whole time that I had his son, and we had a daughter, he only paid me $86 in child support. Okay? But he's very good at getting people to do what he wants them to do. So he convinced the judge to have me pay $587. And I paid it for a while, a couple of months to be exact. Until I pleaded and pleaded and pleaded and pleaded that he really owed me money. And so guess what the judge does? The judge says, I'm going to suspend her child support until your balance is covered. He owed about $15,000. So, some things are a blessing in disguise. I don't have child support right now. And he requested child support within a month or so of having our children. It didn't last long. And so when I got put on child support, my car had got repoed. And I began walking to work. I'm ready to do, and I'm on child support. I called my mama to tell her about my stressors. My sister called me a broke bitch and said that my car shouldn't have got repoed. And my mama goes, well, that's just how it works. Whoever has kids should get child support. And I was like, but I never got any. But she said, oh, well, as far as I know, that's how stuff goes. So I use words like, that's basically like people in my family sucking that nigga's dick. Because that's just the terms that I use. Okay? Let's keep going. Before that happened, okay, whenever the children still lived with me in my hometown, I used to bring them to see him every weekend, right? On one particular day, I'm going to pick up the kids from him. I had one child already with me. And specifically, it was weird. We have 2 children. I was going to get my daughter from him, right? I already had our son inside the car with me. So my daughter's already inside the car. And he goes, I want to give my son a hug. It was at that moment that my whole life changed. Because after the hug, he didn't want to put my son back inside the car. And I had drove 8 hours to pick him up. So this guy goes inside the house, puts my child inside the house. I'm banging on the door to get my child back because I've traveled so far to get him. He pulls out a gun. I called the police. The police didn't believe me. In fact, they asked me, did I have a picture of him with the gun? I didn't like that. They came up in court doing the child support thing because I was saying that he wasn't stable enough to have our children. He looked the judge dead in the eye and said no. At least I was granted the EPO, but I was not granted for him to not be around our children. Okay? That happened. After that happened, he calls me and says, guess what? After I almost shot you, your mom called me and said that she was so proud of me. Do you know how I felt? And I called my mom and I asked her what was going on with that. And she goes, well, I always tell them that I'm proud of them. Okay? The purpose of this video is to say that my mom should not let that man inside her house, especially while I'm there. So one today, he's coming to pick up the kids. Yesterday, he was already inside our house, but thank God I was inside. I was pulling up inside an Uber. But today, I was inside, and he came in very, very quickly, and that's why I need my boyfriend to go ahead and come back, because I can't be left alone with this man, okay? I can't. I cannot. And he's getting comfortable. He's walking towards the kitchen. I'm inside the kitchen, and all of a sudden I start saying, goodbye, goodbye, press subscribe. Go ahead and leave. And his eyeballs are about to pop out of his head. Like, are you telling me to leave? Yes, I'm telling you to leave. And I shoot the kids on out the door. And my mom goes, he can come in and get his kids. It's her attitude about him. And her husband stands inside the room and goes, he's welcome in our house. I said, well, if he is welcome here, let me know so that I can leave. Okay? The nigga pops up when I'm vulnerable. That's why he came and beat the girlfriend up. He pops up when I'm by myself. He pops up when I need stuff. Okay? What else do I want to tell you? I think that's about all I got for now. But I'm a very strong woman. My man will be home soon, within 2 weeks. You know, because he took a seasonal job, and the seasonal job ends within 2 weeks. I had to come down here for my dream job. I get my new house on the 27th. I had to tell him my address. You know, the bad guy, he has to know my address because he has to bring our children. But I don't mind him knowing my address because my man's going to be there. So that's about it. And he typically doesn't like come because like he does have a girlfriend and stuff. Like he hasn't been outright abusive in a long time. It's just why would my mother let somebody like that in the house? So yeah. But that just made me want to text him and be like, nah, my new address really did change. But like I said, I don't have my car right now. So he's going to have to bring the kids. But that's okay. It will be figured out. Oh, yeah. But I am Tsunami. Thanks for listening to me. And, you know, just being with me on this journey. Ain't nothing perfect, but baby, I'm still worth it.